Hey guys, we are live. Let's see, we've already got two people on here already and three thumbs up. So, all right, we got Sinfuls on here already, and I'm not sure who else is on here. Hopefully, we will get some people really quick. This will probably be my last live stream on the Philippine Info channel because it'll be changed to the Asia info channel pretty soon under Rich. And I'm not sure how that's gonna go, whether he wants to do live streams or not. But I'm gonna try to do live streams on here for him if he'll let me, and we can answer Philippine questions. But he's gonna go like he's gonna do Thailand and do other countries too. And probably when he visits other countries, he's probably gonna post stuff on that also. So it'd be a good place to get information for you guys out there that if you're looking for information on Thailand and the Philippines, possibly even China or other places, we'll see what happens. So it'd be kind of interesting to see the channel switch over, and I will be a contributor for Rich, and I will be mostly running my other channel, the Boston Guy. So it'd be kind of interesting. How you doing, Danny? We got Danny Bondurant on here. So for any of you guys that got any questions going on tonight, I think Danny had a question. Were you the one that contacted me during the week, Danny, with a question? I think it was actually for Sinfuls too. I can't remember the question though. But let's see, we're up to 24 people, 6 thumbs up already. So for next weekend, I'm gonna plan on being on the Boston Guide next weekend, okay? Until we get things figured out on the new channel, the Asia Info channel, live streams and stuff like that, because me and Rich have to have a talk and figure out what we're gonna do. And he's got a lot of figuring out to do with the new channel because it's going to have a whole new format. It's actually going to be really, really nice and really fun. And I think he's actually going to try to take it up a notch. But it's going to take a while for it to kick in. So you guys got to be patient with him because he is new to doing this a little bit, except for what he did on the Philippine Info channel. So it's going to be kind of interesting. So Danny, if you want to post that question on here, you can post it and Sinfuls can answer it. I know you had a question. Sinfuls, here's a question for you. So we have 32 people on here. So guys, make sure that you guys do subscribe to the Boston Guy. You'll see my moniker on there. It says the Boston Guy, and it says we're going to talk about whatever, so it'd be pretty interesting. Oh, here you go, Sinfuls. Thanks, Sinfuls, for posting the Boston Guy. So you guys can click on that link to the Boston Guy, and you can subscribe now and then come back to this channel if you want. That way there you can make sure that you'll be ready for next weekend. Because we'll do this next week the same time, and eventually we'll probably switch back to the Asia Info channel on doing some of the live stream, but we're going to do a different time on the Boston Guy at some point. I know it's kind of confusing you guys, but next week we'll be probably on the Boston Guy. We'll see what happens. You might even see me pop up on here because we don't know how the change is going to go and how long it's going to take to switch. We heard it's 2 weeks, so we will see. Danny Bondurant, needed to find out what paperwork I need to bring for the 13A visa. Sinfuls, what does he need for the 13A visa? What type of documents, and do they need to be apostilled or anything? Do you know that? You will need to have a letter from wife requesting the visa, medical clearance, MBI clearance, and the application. The cost is $186. There you go, Danny. And Danny, you can ask him straight, I think, if you click on him or something. I'm not sure. Or you can just ask on here so everybody can see the answer. Okay. But anyway, so next week, we've already got the Boston channel up and running. I'll be posting. I'm not sure if it's up yet or not. Either it's already posted or I will be posting another video. Now, eventually, I'm probably only going to do like 1 or 2 videos a week and then a live stream. I'm not sure if I feel really good about it, I might do more. If there's a lot of stuff going on in the news, maybe we'll have 7 days a week and I can just do a 10-minute video and it'll be easier for me to run that channel because the comments will be you guys. I'll still be answering comments, but it won't be answering info stuff. It'll be yes, no, yeah, thanks for your whatever. I don't have to give these long bits of information to people because it'll just be kind of like a fun channel. And we're going to have politics on there. We're going to have all types of other stuff on there too. And Rich is going to have a lot more video stuff on his channel. So both channels are going to be totally different. Like my channel will be talking about everything. You know, we can talk about Area 51, we can talk politics, we can talk about whatever, but we want to talk about it in a reasonable, decent way. I've already had one guy on there insult me because I was, you know, because of who I vote for, and that's not what the channel is about. It's about let's have a friendly conversation about stuff, and that's what we want to do on that channel. See, Michael L. Good evening. How you doing, Michael? Welcome on board, Michael. We were just saying that next week we will have the Boston Guy channel up, and we'll be doing a live stream on there. So make sure you subscribe to that. But make sure you guys stay on the Philippine info channel, because when it changes, you guys should be carried over automatically to the other channel, and you'll see Rich popping up in your screen more. Danny Bonner, do I need to bring my old divorce records? Do you know anything about that, Sinfuls? The letter from wife has samples online. Look them up for format. Okay. I guess you can look. Where would you look online for that, Sinfuls? On the BI website? Let's see. Michael L. Same day and time for the Boston Guy stream. Yes. For now. Now, eventually, once Rich gets everything all set and everything is rolling on his channel, I still would like to do live streams on there for him to help out people that still need Philippine information. So, but for next week, because we don't know what's going to happen, we will definitely be on the Boston Guy channel. So be ready for that, okay? And when we're on there, Michael, I'll put you on again as a moderator, and the same for Sinfuls. So you guys will both be moderators on there. And if anybody wants to go on there and put stuff on there, I might even put on a couple of contributors on there because it might be interesting. We'll see what happens. Simple says the Boston Guy. Imagine going back 20 to 30 years when people who had differing opinions could have disagreements and remain friends and still have a beer. If you can't do that, then the channel is not for you. Exactly. You know what I mean? And actually, that would be a good welcoming thing to say, something like that. Just read exactly what you just said on there for the new channel. Rich is getting excited about his channel also, and I think he's going to do very well, because I think he's going to attract a new group of people, but he'll still have the old group of people, and I'll be a contributor too. So we'll have all the best of Asia, and then we'll have the other channel also. Sinful says, no, the 13A, from what I understand, does not concern divorce. Okay, it just deals with your current marriage. That's awesome. Michael L says, Heineken. There we go. Actually, I got a refrigerator full of Heinekens. We had a get together, and most of the guys in the group don't drink. And every time I offer somebody a Heineken or something, they just don't want to drink, you know, for whatever reason. So I'm not sure why. You know, I usually will have like a beer or something on occasion, or if I go for a steak dinner or whatever. Actually, today I had a great meal here for a Philippine meal. Today I had Maine lobster, cod, and shrimp, and we had like Ritz crackers with butter on top, and then I put a mozzarella cheese on top, and then we bake it. And you bake that, and it comes out delicious. It's like it's just basically like a breaded shrimp, or what would you call it, stuffed seafood casserole, I guess you would call it, or something like that. I don't know. Stuffed seafood, you would call it. Sinful says, I quit drinking 4 years ago due to better health. Yeah, like for me, I drink so little that I don't even consider it really drinking anymore, you know? So if we got any guys on here that got other questions on here, we got 43 people, 17 thumbs up. So let's get some questions rolling. Anything you guys want to talk about tonight, I'll open up to just about anything except for politics, as usual. And if you got any questions regarding SRRVs or the Philippines or living in the Philippines, I'm game to talking about any of that stuff and more. So, and I'm sure people are getting excited about the election coming up, and we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully good things come out of it. Simple says, let's see, I used to drink very little also. Just have been having 2 severe pancreatitis issues was enough for me. Let's see, John living in the Philippines, joining in from Quezon City. How you doing, John? Good to see you on here, man. Loving person, 2 Philippine senators have asked the PRA to review the current SRRV retirement fees. They feel the fees need to be increased. SRRV Classic, 10,000 US dollars with pension and 20K US dollar without pension. Well, that's what we have now. That's the current rates already. If they increase that, I don't think they'll lose a lot of people, unfortunately. The military, for the people that are in the military that are doing the SRRV retirement visa, it's a great deal if you come in now. And I highly recommend that if you're thinking about getting it, to get it soon because there are changes going on at the PRA and there's big changes in there. And I'm getting a little bit concerned about the changes that are going on there. The new guy that has taken over, um, he's doing he's doing the best he can with what he can, and I think he's got a lot of heat on him right now because of all the stuff that has happened in the past, and he's trying to fix things as fast as he can, and I think he's trying to do things as best he can. He's trying to jump on the people that are like these agencies that are overcharging people that are um, they're what do they call them, registered agents for the PRA or whatever you call them. And he's clamping down on them for the people that are charging fees. And these people, man, they're making bank money, and it's kind of sad actually. Sinful's posted the immigration gov site for you guys. Sinful says John Durant use that link for the 13A. So John, use that then. Or Danny. It was Danny was the one that was asking that question. Let's see who else we got on here. Let's get some more people so we can find out who's on here. Yeah, Danny, sorry. Michael L says registered marketers like JRC that always advertise on Duma channels. Yes, actually, they're suspended right now. I believe. I think their suspension is still going on. Last I checked on the PRA website, it was, and that was a while back. But I know that somehow they're still functioning, but I'm not sure how they're functioning because a guy called me today telling me that they're still functioning. So it goes to show you that even though they're suspended, they still somehow manage to get around it as usual here, But I don't know how they're doing it. But the guy, I the guy called me and asked what to do, and I told him to call the PRA and tell them what's going on because they had a problem with them. Let's see, Michael L. They are the ones that always double charge. Wow, there's a lot of people that double charge. There's people that charge more than they do, believe it or not, and then they're not supposed to be charging that much money if they're a registered marketer with the PRA. Loving Persons 10K and 20K US dollar SRV Classic will be substantially increased. Pressure from Philippine Senate. There's somebody was telling me that there's a rumor going around that they make money off of that money. They have a deal with the bank supposedly to get some of the money off that. So I don't know if that's true or not. Sinful says maybe they are not charging the extra fees to operate. Steve Mitchell says, do you have an estimate as to how long it takes to get the SRV? Well, the second you have all your documents ready, it should be done in 8 weeks or less. I got mine in 2 weeks. A while back, they were getting them done in about 2 or 3 weeks. But right now, it's taking about 7 to 8 weeks. And as we get up to Christmas, it might take a little bit longer. Then we start speeding up again. Also, it depends if somebody pays extra or whatever. I think it is to speed up the process or whatever. And you can, if yours is in with that batch, it generally goes through with that one, and they all get sped up. Let's see. Michael L says, or are they routing their work through a subcontractor that is not banned? That's possible that they're doing that. That's what I'm thinking that they're doing, but somehow they're doing business. I think they can still go in, but I'm not sure. That Julius told me what they're doing, but I'm not sure. I know that they somehow get around it, and there is a way of getting around it, but I'm not sure. He told me earlier, was it yesterday or whatever? AA, any new rumors on having to go into PRA to do biometrics, even if your SRV card doesn't expire till 2026? I think they're going to do that when you come in to renew your card. Your SRRV, when you go to pay and everything, and you get your new SRRV card. That's when they'll do the biometrics. But I think there's going to be some way in there that you can pay and they'll do something. Maybe if you're like, let's say you're in the United States for 2 or 3 years, because some people go home for a while. So I'm sure they're going to have some sort of way to deal with that. I'm just not sure how. There's a lot of changes going on there now, and they know that they have to correct a lot of things too. Because as soon as they do something, then the marketers go in and tell them, hey, what about this here? These guys are going to have problems with this here. I wish that they would have some sort of forum with us where we could go meet once a year or something like that. And I'm going to try to bring that up with security there and see if we can somehow get some sort of forum going on. Laughing Man says, "Hey Steve in Tanza, um, I applied for a 2 month extension at 2 month extensions at a time. If I leave for Thailand for a month and come back, will my tourist visa reset the 2 year rule? How does leaving affect my visa?" It's actually 36 months. Um, you can stay for up to 36 months. And yes, it does reset it. If you're out of the country for a while, it resets your 36 months automatically. Wolfie 5047, the Philippines should give a 2 month visa on entrance, the same as Thailand. I agree. They actually have something on that, and it's supposed to be 2 months, I believe now, but they never officially went to it. I believe. I think it's still 30-day tourist stamps when you come into the country right now. But I thought that that law went through, but apparently it didn't. Because I remember hearing something about that somewhere. Sinful says, "Laughing Man, yes, when you leave, the 3 year clock starts over." Michael L says, "Or they can still do other visas like the 13A or renewing tourist visas for people, just not PRA work." Those are my two hypotheses. They have the thing coming up pretty soon for what they call that when you do computer work. They're gonna have like a visa for that. I think that's already out or coming out soon. Danny Bonder, thank you, Sinfuls. Laughing Man, thank you. And Sinful says, "You're welcome." Sinfuls only have to fly out and have a stamp from the other country and come back. So even in 24 hours. Yeah, so for you guys worried about that, all you have to do is fly to Singapore. Singapore is the cheapest country. You can get tickets for as low as $30 when they're on sale. So I mean, that's something to think about. If you guys want to get out, but you still have to pay those fees, those monthly tourist visa fees. Where this is the way I look at it: the SRRV is worth it if you do the military, the expanded courtesy visa, because it costs 3,000 and you get 1,500 back when you leave the country permanently. You just take it; they'll give you 1,500 back, but you lose the 1,400 application fee and you lose your $10 fees that you pay every year. So, Michael L says, "I heard it had to be at least 24 hours." Yeah, I think it has to be at least 24 hours. I'm pretty sure. Sinfuls, I heard from many that stated just having the stamp. Okay, but who knows? I think it's 24 hours or 48 hours or something. I know you have to leave for at least a little bit of time. So we got 5326 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Let's get some more talk on here. Eugene and Albert. Hi, Steve from Pennsylvania. We are thinking of vacation for a couple of weeks. What should we do for a phone and internet service to get around? Vacation? As far as the phone service, I would tell your whoever your provider is that you want to have international phone calls and bring a junk phone for a SIM card over here. When you get to the airport, just sign up to get a SIM card so you have a Philippine phone so you can call Philippine numbers if you're going to use it. I mean, you might be okay just using your regular phone. Michael L says, though, you should stay a few days in SG on one's visa run. It is the cleanest and nicest city I have ever been to. The National Museum of Singapore and Gardens by the Bay were both worth seeing. Yeah, Singapore is beautiful there. And let's see, we got John living in the Philippines. Has anyone seen the interview with Joe Rogan and Trump? I haven't seen it. I'm probably going to watch it, stay up late tonight and watch it. So that's something I'm going to do probably tonight. Or maybe tomorrow morning. I'll get up early to watch it. Simple says, put your phone on world plan for just 2 weeks. Yeah, exactly what I said. Or do both. You know, It's good to have the world plan because you still get your codes and stuff if you try to use your computer for doing banking or something like that, but I would try to do all your banking before you leave, set up automatic withdrawals and everything, or automatic checks that go out or whatever. Simple says, "I watched it, John." Michael L, vacation, Google Fi to live, Google Voice or Magic Jack in combination, with local SIM. Actually, Magic Jack, when it's the app, okay, can be used on Wi-Fi over here, guys. So if you don't want to use your regular phone, but then you can't get any banking stuff if you're trying to do banking from here. But if you know you're not going to do any banking, then just do the regular. You can just use Magic app for like sign up for a month. It's pretty reasonable and cheap. Or you can do international plan on your phone if you're not going to use it much. But when people call you, I believe there's a charge for that too. But I'm not quite sure how that works. I think you get so many minutes or something like that, depending on which plan you use. I know one plan somebody was telling me they charge even for calls coming in, so you got to be careful. Let's see. Wolfie 5047, T-Mobile SIM cards and phones work in the Philippines, or it did 3 years ago when my wife visited here. Michael, oh yeah, I meant Magic app. I see Sinfuls, my Verizon works here. And John living in the Philippines, Sinfuls, I thought it turned out well. Yeah, I heard it did. Everybody's saying good things, and I think a format like that. I watched Trump, and I don't want to get too much into politics here, but I watched Trump in the past on some other podcasts, and he does very well when he's sitting down with a couple of guys and just talking. And he did really well on the one that I saw in the past. And I think that guy that he went with was a friend of Joe Rogan's, and I think Joe Rogan's really really fair when he interviews people. And I would love to have seen Kamala on there because Kamala collapses even under a little bit of pressure, and Joe doesn't really put the pressure on you, but I'm sure he would ask some pretty good questions just like he did Trump. But Trump's like a natural with questions. So, but we'll get off the politics. Let's see. Simple says, I have a plan for here. Yes, I did too. Michael L says, T-Mobile raised their prices so much for their lifetime lock on prices. AA says, I have had the SRRV for years and looking also uh, get the Thailand LRT pensioner 10-year visa, multi-entry with no more than one report a year. 1,600 US dollar equivalent Thai baht fee, hoping it will work. That sounds like a good deal, actually. 16. Now that's for 10 years. That works out. The Rich did this too. Rich that's going to be taking over the channel here. Rich, I think he did exactly the same thing as that. I didn't know it was for 10 years. I thought it was per year or something like that. And I was saying, well, that's kind of high, but for 10 years, that's not bad at all. It might be something I might consider looking into and go back and forth. But I'm also looking to go back and forth to Sikihor. I'm probably going to build a house down there or a cottage on the beach somewhere. Sinfuls, it had 10 million views in 12 hours. That's pretty good, 10 million views. I'm sure he'll get more than that. But let's see, we got 5931. Thanks, guys. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and this will throw it out to more people out there. Okay, and be sure you guys that are just coming on or whatever, make sure that you subscribe to the Boston Guy. Okay, because next week I'll be on the Boston Guy. I will be back on this channel here, which will become the Asia Info channel this week, probably. It takes a while for it to change. We're not sure exactly when it's going to change the logo and everything. So just be looking for Rich on there for you guys that know Rich. Okay. AA says LRT, not LTR, not LRT. Typo. Sinfuls, I will hit much beyond that. Michael L says Thailand landscape and their women look beautiful. However, the Thai language and the Thai script look difficult to learn. And the women over there, they have like a high pitched voice, and I think it's their style of talking, and it gets kind of irritating. I was watching this girl called the Roadie Girl or something like that. She serves food over there, and man, she's got the most annoying voice I've ever heard. And I was watching a couple of other channels of these street cooks there, and it's no wonder why they're cooking on the street and they're not married to some expat over there because man, their voices were horrible. When I heard them talking, it was like, my God, how could you live with that every day and wake up in the morning and listen to that voice? And just there's something irritating about the way they talk. They're nice people, but the language is just kind of, I don't know. It's weird to me. It is anyway. I mean, I have nothing against the people over there, but to me, it sounds really high pitched. The way they talk. Let's see. We got 62 people, 33 thumbs up. Thank you guys. But I would agree with you on that, Michael. But yeah, their language and Thai script look difficult to learn, and it's kind of like I said, it's the way they pronounce their words. It's higher pitched, and maybe that's part of the accent too. Because it seems like most of the women have that. I'm not sure. I've never heard a Thai guy talk, so I can't say much about them. Michael, Thai, like Mandarin and Vietnamese, are tonal languages, which from a Western POV looks difficult as well. Slick66 is on board. Steve, you're saying it's an automatic switch to Asian info channel if you're already subscribed. Yes, correct. Okay, just make sure that you subscribe to the Boston guy too. So you guys next week when we do the live stream, I'll be on there. But eventually, I'm probably going to do a live stream on both channels. Okay, because I told Rich I'd like to still do that on his channel. I'll probably do like an hour long one. Maybe we'll do an hour and a half. We'll see. And on the other channel, I'm planning on doing anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours if we can get enough people on there, which might take a little while. So in the beginning, we might only do one for an hour on there because we don't know how many people are going to be on there, and then we'll go further with it as we get more people watching. So it should be fun, though. It should be fun. Sinful's put up the thing for you guys for the Boston guys, so that way there you guys have that. So just go on there and subscribe, and then you'll be all set. Just hit that link, and then come back here and watch us. See, 64-34, guys, 34 thumbs up. Wolfie 5047, they are cooking and hawking the food they sell, and be their way maybe their way to attract customers. No, it's not though, because I noticed when the girl was shopping in the mall, because she has her own vlog, and when she's talking in the mall and she's talking for the vlog, her voice is very high, and wasn't just her. It was a couple of other channels that I saw, and it's the same thing. I could hear the people talking in the background, and like Michael said, it's a very tonal thing. So he said, like Michael said, it's probably part of their language. So, but it's to me, I find it kind of irritating. They probably find me talking with my Boston accent irritating. So I don't know. Um, let's see. CC says, can anyone tell me about suitability if Mindoro and Calapan for expats? Mindoro's nice. They have a certain amount of expats out there. I think the expats out there, what they do is they do a monthly run to SNR or whatever, and then they go back there. They take the ferry over, I guess. From what I'm hearing from the few people that I know that have been over there and lived over there for a while, they used to do monthly runs, and they would take an ice chest with them and put everything in there and run everything back. So it's kind of interesting, living over there, I guess. And they have a lot more outages, and they have a lot more problems over there with internet issues, Wi-Fi, all that stuff. So think about it before you go out there. I tell people stay in Luzon. Hospitals, probably better Wi-Fi here than most of the other places. Less electrical outages here. Better hospital care in most hospitals here. Not all. That's why I would stay in Luzon. Okay. Sinful says, CC, just with Mindoro, you have limited amenities like hospitals. There you go. And if you get sick out there, man, you're going to wish you were here quick, and they can't get you here quick. Ron says, any language you don't understand often sounds annoying. Once you learn the Thai language, it gets a lot more enjoyable. I mean, I used to live in a town that was 85% Hispanic, and it never annoyed me. After a while, I actually got to learn the language. So, I could speak it not fluently, but fairly well. I could understand what people were saying a little bit, and it was good to know what people are saying. But I'm not a person that enjoys learning different languages or anything. I just happened to learn it because I was around 85%. I worked in a school, and they were 85% Hispanic kids, and a lot of them would speak Spanish in the school. So it was just kind of interesting. In fact, some of the teachers were telling people that they wanted English spoken in this classrooms. Ted LaSalvia, good morning, Stephen. Just woke up here in San Diego, California. Welcome aboard, Ted. Let's get some more questions up here, though, guys. Okay, we'll get some more questions up here. But for you guys thinking about moving south with that guy that got kidnapped there, that that what happened there was this guy married a Muslim girl, I guess, from what I understand, and he converted to the Muslim religion, but he wasn't living the Muslim life. He was doing loaning out money at 20%, according to what he said. And he said people were threatening him. He says, but he could outrun them. And apparently, he got shot in the leg, and then afterwards, he disappeared. So he's probably I mean, unless they found the body since I last read the news, he's probably buried somewhere or whatever. But I don't think he's alive anymore. And then they just found another guy dead, washing up on the beach south of here. And that's pretty scary because there's two incidents there. One of them was kind of an aggravated incident, and the other one nobody knows yet, as far as from what I heard. See, Michael L. Loan sharking is verboten in Islam. Yes, especially the amount that he was charging, like 20%. Simple says that guy was in the most dangerous area of the Philippines. He was in a true red zone. The State Department has warned not to go there. Yeah, he was inside the autonomous zone, I believe, right? I believe I'm correct on that, anyway. But okay, he was in the autonomous zone. All right, because that's the spot where they tell people to stay out of, and not even to live on the bordering areas, because sometimes it spills over into the non-autonomous zones. And it's kind of funny, um, the way that autonomous zone is, and the things that go on there. It almost like kind of self-governs itself. I don't think the government gets too involved there. You know, and they kind of take care of their own. You know. Sinful says, I think he thought he would become a big YouTuber by living and blogging from there. That's just my opinion. Probably, some of these younger people that are coming over here have big ideas and big ambitions, but they do stupid things because they don't understand. They've never traveled in their life. A lot of these guys have never been in the military. They've never been to countries that are dangerous to see what they're like. And I think that's part of the problem with these new guys coming over here. They think they can get away with anything, and they think they can mistreat people. There's a lot of guys over here now that vlog their mistreatment of people, and they blog their foolishness. I mean, I know one for right offhand I can think of, but there's several other ones too that have blogged a bunch of crazy stuff with the way that they talk about women and stuff like that, and the way that they talk about the country, which they shouldn't be doing. We're lucky that we're guests here, and we should think of it that way, you know. But let's get some more talk on here, guys. Let's get some more questions and stuff rolling. We got 64 and 39, actually 66 and 39 thumbs up, guys. Welcome aboard. We just got a couple new people on here. So for you guys that are new on here, I just want to say this one more time. The channel is going to be changing its name next week. So if you're subscribed, it's going to become the Asia Info channel. And next week, Rich will be running the channel, and I'll still be a contributor on there. And I'm going to be running a channel called The Boston Guy. And Sinfuls will probably put up that link again, so you guys can go on there if you want. You'll see it in the chat thing, and you can click on that, and you can join The Boston Guy. We need to get like at least 500 people and so many views before we can get that monetized. So I'd like to get it monetized so we can make it a little bit profitable anyway. But it's not about the monetary thing that I'm doing that channel for. I'm doing it because I thought it'd be a fun channel for not just people in the Philippines, but everyone. So it'd be a channel from the Philippines, and I think a lot of expats will enjoy it because we can talk about everything on there rather than talking about all Filipino stuff. We can talk about just about anything on there. It'll be a lot more fun, you know. Carl Ensman is on board. I feel bad for the guy, but he was super naive in his mindset. Yes. And Sinful's got the link up there, guys, for The Boston Guy. So, yeah, Big Time Adventures, get a live stream Boston Guy. We are going to do that. Big Time Adventures. It'll be next week. We're gonna do that at the same time at 9:30 um, p.m. Manila time. Okay, so it'll be 9:30 a.m. I think 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Simple says yes, like the lizard people living under the Denver airport. Yeah, there we go. Now, we probably won't get into these far-fetched conspiracy theories, but we might get into some conspiracy theories that have some might have some legs, you know. But we're going to talk about a lot of stuff on here. It's going to be fun too. I I have one that I'm going to post about a unsolved mystery. It was actually a friend of mine, and I'm not sure if it's up there yet or not. I don't think I posted it yet, but I'm going to post it probably tonight after I get off of here. Ted LaSalvia, +1 subscriber to the Boston Guy. Thanks, Ted. I really appreciate that. So if any of you guys subscribe, and I need to get that to 500, okay? I'd like to get it to 1,000 or more. Um, John Fetchko, Steve, are there disadvantages to the marriage visa? Yes. I'm glad you asked that, John. Here's the thing. If she wants to get you kicked out of here because you guys are going through hard times or something, she can get you kicked out of the Philippines fairly fast. That's one of the advantages of having the SRRV visa if you're married over here. Okay, so just think of it that way. It's like an insurance policy because they can't kick you out under the SRRV. You know, um, Simple says lizards have legs. LOL. There we go. Simple says John Fetchko only if marriage ends. That's why it's good to have the SRV. Simples. Then you have to convert back to the tourist or SRV. I think you have to leave though, Sinfuls, and come back for the tourist visa. I believe you do anyway. Carl Ansman, hopefully you haven't covered this already. I just joined in. My question is inflation still taking a big bite out of the average budget? Yes. Yes, it is. There are people suffering here. But Filipinos are very good at what they do. They make a lot of money, um, doing other things to make ends meet. They don't make a lot of money, but they make money. They'll do anything that they can to make money, and they're very good at it. And I see it around here too. They're willing to do extra jobs for you or something like that. Um, they do side jobs or sell things or whatever. CC says, in Peace Corps, Philippines, Mindanao, and the whole island is a no-go for volunteers. Safety is foremost. If found even visiting, the volunteer is kicked out and sent back to the US. That's interesting. Yeah, Mindanao, I tell people don't visit the bottom quarter of the Philippines. Don't even go there. And Palawan is half dangerous and half not, you know. The southern half I heard is dangerous and the upper half is okay. But to me, I would say just stay out of those areas, period, just because you never know if something's gonna spill over. Simple says, "Maybe, but simple flight to nearby." AA says, "I was in Subic for 3 years as a Marine. Older single vets or civilians don't realize young Filipinos were with young military men. The older guys back then got the older ones. US military base has cons." Yes. The bases here, though, most of the people have to stay on base. You don't see too many people near these bases going off much. I think it's very limited because of the stuff that happened in the past here in the Philippines. I think we have 85,000 troops here. That was a number that somebody told me, so I'm not totally sure. But I'll say this, that I have not seen that many troops except the guys getting off ships for a while, and they're told to stay away from places like P. Burgos Street in Manila, up in Makati, and places like that. They can't go near those places. They have to stay away. There's certain places they're told to stay away from. If it's a red light district and you get caught there, you're going to get in trouble. And I believe they send shore patrol down there during those times to see if they see any people from the ship. So it's because of the past problems that they had. I believe it was a rape and a murder or something like that by a Marine or something like that a long time ago. That was the one who instigated it, and he was in a Philippine jail until they left, until the U.S. left. I think actually after I think he got out. Sinfuls don't have any skeeters in my area. Sinful says Davao is nice, CDO is good. Um, Sinful says I have been all over Palawan. I know the southern part they still have problems though, right? Don't they, Sinfuls? I believe I'm correct in that because I remember reading an article about that. I know they used to, unless they've changed it. Carl Ensman says, I'll be heading back to the Philippines in March for vacation. Then again, 2026 after I retire. I can't wait. I can understand that. A lot of guys, it's funny, they I was the same way. I got really excited when I first come over here. And it took probably about a year and a half to 2 years before the honeymoon kind of, wore off. And I still love it here. I still have a lot of fun here. I enjoy it here. But I don't think I would enjoy if I went back to the United States, I would miss the Philippines because I like it here better than I do in the United States. You know? Let's see. And it's funny when you're over here on vacation, it's a blast, and you think of it, it's going to be the same way when you move here, but it's really not. It kind of calms down, and you kind of just integrate into society here, and it just becomes the norm, the new norm. Franz Xavier says hello from Switzerland. How you doing, Franz? Good to see you on here tonight, man. Sinfuls P. Burgos is a good place. Good place for a young sailor, anyway, right? John Fetchko. When I was at Clark, we partied at Balabago Angeles was off limits. That's interesting. Yeah, see, even back then, people still went into those places. I've heard of people that got in trouble for going into places like that. Going into different places that you barred from. Simple says not even close as vacation as living here. It's a totally different feel here when you live in here because you kind of lose that excitement. Like I remember when I was in Sikihor, it was a new place. I hadn't been there, and going there, I got excited down there. I liked it, but I'm sure me and Susan are talking about building a place down there on the beach, and I'm sure it'll be different living down there and living right on the beach too. I'm sure it'll be nice living on the beach. Definitely more relaxing and everything, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'll kind of find out down there because that place, it's like a beautiful vacation spot. And living in a place like that, I think it'd be kind of fun. And it's not far from Dumaguete. You just got to jump on a boat, go do your shop, and then come back. So, and that might actually kind of make the experience more fun. I think I like going out on boats. Um, let's see. Simple says yes. Even traveling here 15 times on vacation, not the same now as living, but definitely happy. That's the way I feel. When you go someplace on vacation, even I know when I used to go to Belize, I used to go down to Belize a lot, and one time I stayed there for a whole month, and the honeymoon wore off during that month because it was a small island, so it was really different, And the Philippines has plenty of places to visit here too. That's the good part. But we still have MPA here. We still have other skirmishes, even tribal stuff. I heard in some places where it's dangerous because of the tribes there. Um, that's stuff you got to worry about, and you got the autonomous zone that's dangerous there because of for obvious reasons, and then you have in some places um, just dangerous because you're kind of all alone there, and there's not much law around on some of these smaller islands. I was reading about this place when they're building the Pan American highway from South America to North America, and there's this zone called the something gap, Durian Gap. I think it's called the Durian Gap, Durian. I think it's called the Durian Gap. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. And it's right next to the border with South America. And it's just a short little area, but it rains there so much that they couldn't finish the Pan American Highway. So you can't drive from the United States all the way down to there. And that little Durian Gap has no police. The roads are really rough. It's hard to get through there, but yet people pass from South America through there to get north to come across illegally in the United States. And it's a pretty dangerous area. I guess that they kidnap people and everything. So I found it very interesting. I was reading about that the other day. Sinful says now vacation here is like vacation again. Always still good to come home. Sinful says Pam and I were motorcycling and Cantuanas, and I drove through this gate with a guard. Pam told me we were in MPA territory now. I turned around, LOL. I've been through NPA areas on the way to Ackland from Iloilo one time because back then that was all MPA territory, a lot of it, and they just stopped us and asked for five. Actually, they've asked for $5 US, which I happen to have on me, and I gave it to the guy, and I gave the guy sandwiches and a Coke just to kind of get on his good side because I knew we had to come back through there. And when we came back through, he goes, "Oh, it's you," and he goes, "You go, you go." I think they just do what they're told. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with it's a government skirmish here, pretty much. See, CC says Peace Corps told us the first 6 months is honeymoon stage. About a year in that dissatisfaction sets in. After 1 year, you should have integrated into community enough that you start to have a normal life. Oh, it's the Darien Gap. It's not the Durian Gap. Okay, thank you, Michael. It's an interesting thing. If you guys want to read about something, read about the Darien Gap, Darien, and it's right next to South America, and it's part of Central America though, because Central America ends right there, but it rains there constantly, so they can't lay down roads there. Wolf 5047. Yes, my wife's mother still has MPA in Palawan. So they are in Palawan still, visiting occasionally, asking for food and supplies with guns. Yeah, I mean, who's going to say no when some guy's got a AK-47 on him? And Sinfuls, I guess, put up the thing in Wikipedia about the Darien Gap. You guys want to read something really, really interesting? That's really, really interesting. Michael has got the pronunciation. They tried putting roads there, and no one have succeeded. Yeah, it rains every day. I guess it rains like it starts in the late afternoon there, and sometimes even early in the afternoon, but it rains every day. And it doesn't just rain a little, it rains a lot. And even in the morning, sometimes it rains. I was thinking about it. It said something about their rainy season there is one of the worst around for Central and South America. Let's see who else we got on here. We got 63 people, 47 thumbs up. But thank God we don't get that much rain here, and that they can put roads here. Because can you imagine if the Philippines had problems like that? I think it would make life very difficult to live here with that type of humidity and rain. Calvin Williams is on board. Steve, has there been any change to the renewal fee for military SRRV? No, it's still 1,400 US dollars. They got to be clean, crisp, unmarked bills. They can't have any marks or rips or tears on them. Okay, and then you got to put 1,500 by wire transfer into Bank of Commerce here. Okay, and if you need help, Calvin, you can contact me at steven5975@yahoo.com and just ask me for my phone number. So it's Steven with a V 5975@yahoo.com, and just hit me up and I'll give you the information. And if you need to use my driver, I can help you with him, and I can hook you up with Mary Rose. Mary Rose doesn't charge agency fees. She gets paid by the PRA from your application fee. So for you guys that are looking to do the SRRB, use Mary Rose. I actually have a video with her information in there if you need it too. And you can also find her on Messenger. She's under Mary Rose Sales, SALES, Baranda with a B. Let's see. Wendy Toll says, "Hi, Steve. I'll be coming to Clark Angeles on Sunday. Do you have any more tropical storms coming?" Actually, I think there's a rain trough, they're saying, this week. So we're going to get a lot of rain coming this week. I'm not sure how the winds are going to be. It'll be more like tropical storms, like you're asking, more so than it will be like a typhoon. I think this storm was more of a typhoon. Some people said it was a tropical storm. No, it was not a tropical storm. Simple says, "When you told there is another storm coming, but projected path is possibly turning north away from us." And Simple's got up my. If you guys need my email, and I answer emails like every 2 days, 2 or 3 days, so I don't answer right away. So you got to be patient with me, okay? When you told, thanks, Sinfuls. Sinfuls says you're welcome. Michael L says he's got I guess the Westpac thing up there for the weather. So if you guys need the weather, you can click on Michael's thing there, and it'll give you the weather. Thanks, Michael, for posting that. That's good to have. Michael L says West Pacific Weather by Robert Speta provides better updates than Pagasa. Art Park and Garden. How much do you get back, and how long does it take to get it back on the 10,000? It takes about 6 months. Visa should you you choose to leave the PH. Should you okay? Yeah, you get that back, and it takes about 5 or 6 months. Uh, Also, if you use Mary Rose, you can go do a power of attorney. She can get it to you as soon as it comes out and get it to you faster. Calvin Williams, Steve, I was wondering about the renewal. It's it's annual, isn't it? I thought it was $10. I heard a rumor that the fee may be increasing. That's true. It may be increasing. We don't know yet. Okay, so yes, it is $10 per year. So I'm not sure if we'll be grandfathered in or not. I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Simple says that is a good channel for weather here. Yes, it is. John Fetchko says, saw Engel's video today. And I think it says Angeli's video today. Many roads flooded. Angeli's floods pretty bad in one particular area. Ted LaSalvia, Stephen, with your new channel, will you be providing helpful info on the Philippines, or will be a different branded channel and you'll still contribute on the info channel? I will still contribute on the new channel, which will be called the Asia Info channel. Rich wants me to do it. We're going to try to figure out how to do it. We might do live streams together, or I might do a live stream by myself. We're not sure yet. We have to really sit down and chat about that. But I will still answer questions on it. If you go on to my Boston guy live stream, I'll answer anything because it's about whatever. So you can ask whatever. And that's why I left it open, because I know we're gonna have guys, um, expats that go on there and still ask me questions, which is fine. But I still want to do like at least some time on the other channel, and maybe I'll do one back to back. I'll do one here and one on there, or maybe like the next night or something like that. I'll do one on Saturday, one on Sunday, or something like that. We're gonna try to figure all that out. We have a lot of stuff to go. We'll notify you guys on the channel though. Simple says near me and Batangas had major mudslides and many dead. Lots of children. So sad. 47 dead. Yeah, the mudslides are the worst. I'm on the side of like a big cliff down back, but it's pretty far away. But if a mudslide gets bad, something could happen. A great YouTube English weather channel is Westpac Weather. Good for Guam, Philippines, and Japan. Yeah, that was the channel that they just posted up above that Michael posted. For any of you guys that are looking for it. Slick66 says, Steve, you have mentioned hospitals holding you for payment. Is that the same if you have a medical plan like Pacific Cross or Phil Health also? Michael told me, okay, so if you guys are using Michael Onset, he has an emergency fund. If they ever try to hold you, and him and Miles, the girl that works for him, they keep a close eye when somebody goes in the hospital and watch you. So keep in touch with Michael. If you have a problem, contact Michael. Michael will take care of it really quickly. He takes care of my people. Um, you know, we've sent him so many people that and he was offering, like to give me like a 5% cut or whatever it is, something. And I said, no, Michael, do this instead. Take care of my people when they need help. And he does. And I'm very thankful for that. So if you guys are looking for insurance, it's Michael Onstad, Onstad, and he's on Messenger. Okay. And yeah, if you got Pacific Cross, don't worry. Okay, because they have a card and you just give them the card. And if they try to hold you after that, Phil Health is a little bit different. They might hold you waiting for the remainder of the money. So you make sure that you have enough money to pay them. Okay, and you can also have Phil Health and Pacific Cross if you want, and that kind of makes your amount go higher a little bit. You know that you can have a higher bill if you hit that Pacific Cross amount. Like let's say you have a 2 million peso Pacific Cross policy. I recommend getting the 5 million policy. It's worth it. Simple says one family lost 5 children. That's incredible. That's sad. Art Park and Garden, do they keep any of the 10,000 visa for fees and others? I've heard sometimes some people don't get it all back. I'm not sure. I don't know because I haven't dealt with too many people leaving. Most people stay here. I've helped hundreds and thousands on the phone, with their visas and answering questions and stuff like that. I'm really not sure. If they take anything, it's gonna be minimal amount. It's not gonna be like they take $1,000. It might be like 100 or something like that, and I'm not sure if they even do that. You know, I'll try to find out this week. I'll be there on Monday. I'll be there actually all this week except for Wednesday. And also, guys, we have our expat dinner. Okay, and it's on the 30th of this month at Evia Mall, and it's gonna be at Texas Roadhouse as usual. Okay, Evia Mall in Bacor/Las Piñas, right near Alabang. So it's EVIA, and it's gonna be at 1:30 in the afternoon. But get there around 1. Okay, so let's see. Big Time Adventures, 365 subs, Boston guy. Moving on up. Yeah, we got to hit that 500 mark. We really got to hit that 500 mark on there, guys. So if I would really appreciate if you guys go on there to the Boston guy and try to get that number up to, if we can, to 500, because that gets me into a good spot. Then it's just a matter of views. I have to get so many views, which I can do. I can get that pretty fast. And then we can have a really good channel going on, and we'll have enough people to do the live streams and stuff. But we're gonna still try a live stream next week and see how it does. Even if we have 20 or 30 people on there, we'll just talk amongst each other just to get it going, you know. Sinfuls, Michael Onstad on Messenger. Yeah, if you guys are looking for Pacific Cross, contact Michael Onstad, like Sinfuls put up there. Dandy Bondurant, have to go for now. Catch you next time. It's been nice, and again, thank you for your information. Danny, if you're on here next week, go on, subscribe to the Boston guy, and this channel here will still be going, the Philippine Info channel, but it'll have a new name soon, probably within the next week or 2 weeks. Okay, so if everything goes down like the way it's supposed to, but make sure you subscribe to the Boston guy. John Fetchko says got haircut yesterday, $28 with tips. Same thing in the Philippines, $3. No, it's actually like about less than $2 for me. Simple says, have a good day, Danny. Big Time Adventures. Do you have Pacific Crust? Yes. I actually have the 5 million peso plan, and it's a good plan. I pay a little bit more than most people because I have some pre-existing conditions. So, but that's life. I'm gonna be going in for a colonoscopy pretty soon, and if Rich lets me, I'm gonna actually do a video talking about it. You know, talking about my experience in the hospital, because I'm gonna have to be admitted to the hospital probably for like 1 or 2 nights or something like that. Simples put vistamalls.com, Evia. That's the place we're gonna have the dinner on the 30th, guys, at 1:30. But get there at 1. Okay, we'll have the expat dinner at Texas Roadhouse. Sinful says October 30th at 1 p.m. for the lunch at above link. Ted LaSalvia, John Fetchko, yeah, here in San Diego, same haircut is $40. It's crazy here. Man, when I left, a haircut was $16, and I thought that was expensive back home. And the same barber now is charging like $35 in Massachusetts. $35 for a haircut. Simple says, my haircut is free. My wife does it. She does a good job. Let's see, we're in about 1 hour here now. So we'll do about another half an hour. Yeah, I need to have Susan learn how to give me a haircut. She trims my beard though. She does the really good job on the beard. A very good job, actually. She's really, really good at trimming my beard and shaving me. She shaves me almost every day. Let's see. Slick66 says, Steve, what's the cost differences roughly between 2 billion peso to 5 million peso plan for Pacific Cross? And are you covered traveling Southeast Asia or just the Philippines? You can travel outside the Philippines, but not to the US. Okay. I'm not sure how much they cover outside. I know they have some sort of coverage for outside, but I don't know if it's limited or not. You can contact Michael Onstad, Onstad, and he can answer you probably right now. If he's usually on Messenger watching his messages, because he gets a lot of people talking to him. Let's see. Simple says Pam can teach her. Yeah. Let's see. Ted LaSavia, Stephen, how far from the Manila area are you located? General distance, about 20 miles south. Someday when I visit, I'd love to schedule a meeting. Maybe. I mean, I'm pretty busy because I have a lot of people asking me for the same thing, to do meetings, and usually I get like about 4 or 5 people asking me. That's why we do the dinners. We try to do the dinner so I can meet with people on that day, and you can ask me questions. And I usually stay we stay pretty late for those parties. We usually stay there for about 2 or 3 hours. And this dinner here, we're gonna have people from the embassy probably if they can get there, depending on the weather. So we'll see. Simple says he is about 20 miles from Manila. Ted Lasavia, when I say Manila, I would be staying near Mall of Asia. If you're near Mall of Asia and you're near the PTX bus station, you can get a bus down to Tracy Martirez here, and you can see what it's like down here too. If you head down here, I'd be willing to meet you at the mall or something like that for an hour or two. You know, if you wanted to talk, we could meet at Starbucks or something. Sinfuls, Michael Onstadt on Messenger. Yeah, check out Michael Onstadt, guys, if you guys are looking for a policy from Pacific Cross, and he'll give you the prices and everything. And he'll send you the thing if you want to have it emailed to you or whatever, and it'll explain all the prices for 2 million to 5 million, and it'll also break it down into if you want ward or if you want semi-private or private. All that changes the price. So it's hard to really give somebody like a price and say, well, it depends whether you got private, semi-private, or ward. You know, and I think ward is only up to 2 million. So that's for like a really low cost insurance policy. Simple says Michael was active about 1 hour ago. Okay. Yeah, he usually goes on and off. I know he's been busy this week, so he might not be on there. But if he sees something pops up, he usually goes right back on. Ted LaSalvia, thank you, Stephen. I would try to schedule near one of your meet and greets. Yeah, the meet and greet is near Alabang in Las Piñas. Okay, and so slash Bacor, okay, at the Evia Mall. So we always have it there. We seldom leave there and go to a different place because we always have usually a bad experience. We usually have good luck at Texas Roadhouse for the most part. We've had a few problems there, but not minor ones. Big time adventures. You thinking of really moving to Sikihor? Not moving. I'm thinking of having this place along with that place and go down there for like stay here for like a month or two and then go down there for like a month. Stay here for 2 months, go down there for a month, and just live like that. So I'd be down there probably, 1/3 of the time or whatever, 4 months out of the year. I think that's pretty good. It'd be kind of enjoyable. Simple says he's traveling down south now, I believe, for seminars for insurance. Okay, yeah. I think he is down south. He might be in Cebu or something like that. John Fetchko, Filipinos still think America is the promised land. Yeah, they're going to be in for a surprise. One of the guys was telling me a bunch of male nurses and nurses were harassing him outside of a 7-Eleven saying, hey, we're going to the United States as soon as we graduate. And you're going to be living over here. We're going to be living over there. And it's, I mean, I found that kind of funny, when he was telling me that, because I'm thinking, man, they're going to really find out what America is really about now. And America, it's not what it used to be. I mean, I still love the place. I still love, a lot of the people there, but I think now the people aren't the same there. It's just different. And granted, we got our problems over here too, but it's just different living. The people here are kind of the same as in the United States. They're just different. They have their problems here too. Let's face it. I mean, you can't look through the rose-colored glasses forever over here. Eventually, you're going to wake up and you're going to see the problems. Just try to get Wi-Fi. You'll realize how fun it is over here. We got guys over here trying to get Wi-Fi right now, and they're having a really hard time getting it. Philip Massey, did you get a chance to watch Rogan interview with the former president? I have not. I am going to watch that, though. Sinful says he will be in Subic on October 29th. Okay. Sinful says, okay, that's probably why he said he's not going. I think he said he's not going to go on the 30th. So he must be coming back soon to Luzon. Fitz from Florida. Any community volunteering opportunities available, especially after this awful storm? I'm sure down in Batangas, they'd love to have people down there, but you need to take a tent or something with you, because I'm sure that unless you can find a place down there to stay, because I'm sure a lot of the people are staying in those places that are open, because a lot of places got destroyed. There's not going to be a lot of places to stay, and I would get a really, really good tent because it's going to be windy down there from this new storm coming in. It might be kind of crazy and dangerous to go down there right now, actually. Um, there's other things you can do here besides that. There's an orphanage near my house you can help at. Things like that, you know. Let's see. Deborah, hello again. How you doing, Deborah? Philip Massey, anyone coming to the US from a developing country would have a huge culture shock for sure. Yes, they would. Definitely. Wolfie says, my wife found out that money doesn't grow on trees after she got there 12 years ago. That's funny. Well, for the nurses, it kind of does grow on trees because they make buku money in the United States. I don't know what they're getting per hour. I'm sure it's up around 60 or $70 or more now. And they get all kinds of overtime and stuff too, you know, in some hospitals. Simples, I was watching some clips from Batangas and a bridge I would drive across is gone. So a village is now isolated. That's scary. But they have those bridges, which I'm sure they could probably get down. I don't know if the Philippines would use those. The ones that they can carry by those big helicopters and they kind of fold out, and they're temporary bridges. They can also carry them on trucks and stuff if they have to. Let's see. I'm sure they wouldn't put a floating bridge in there, you know. Manny Figueroa, 621. Steve, don't you have medical benefits from your former employer? Yeah, when I left, on the day I left, I knew I was leaving for the Philippines, and I didn't even go to talk to the lady downtown or anything because I knew I would be staying here for the rest of my life. And I had made the decision that I am going to stay here for the rest of my life. You know, I could have got those benefits if I wanted, but what good would they do me? I mean, I'll have Medicare. You know, I'll have Medicare if I need to go back there, and I also have VA benefits back there. I can use that too, if need be. I'm not sure if I can go to Guam with stuff like that. You know, I don't know. There's a lot of things I can use. Plus, I have my medical insurance over here now, and I have some money saved up. You know, so if I need be, I can even pay out of pocket if something happens. But I would use my insurance card first for sure, since I'm paying so much money. Philip Massey, not sure if you mentioned it already, but which area of the Philippines was impacted the most? I think it was Bacol, that area, down that area. Batangas was hit pretty bad. Michael L says, Manny Figaro, those medical benefits do not work outside the states. Yeah, most of the insurance companies, and especially group insurance, they won't cover you outside the country, you know? So that's the problem. That's why I didn't even bother. And in fact, when I called back home to talk to somebody back there, I talked to the lady in the retirement benefits section of the city that I work for. She told me, she says, you're way better off over there doing what you're doing because group benefits don't do anything for you over there, you know? Those medical benefits do not work outside the states. Let's see, Sinful says Bicol region, Batangas, and many more areas, but most deaths were in Bicol and Batangas, yes. Michael L says Bacol and Isabel. Yeah, Bacol, not Bihol. I think Bihol got hit a little bit too. Deborah, what kind of Philippines insurance do you have, and what does it not cover? Well, I have Pacific Cross, and they're actually pretty good about covering almost everything now. They cover everything, pretty much. If you want to find out what they do and don't cover, Deborah, talk to Michael Onstad. Okay, from what I saw in there, they covered just about everything that I need. You know, they don't cover outpatient. They only cover inpatient when you're admitted to the hospital or if you're in the emergency room. And when you're in the emergency room, they'll give you so much money, but you have to be admitted to get paid for the other stuff. Okay, so you want to make sure that they admit you. You ask them to admit you. But talk to Michael Onstad on Messenger, Onstad. Okay, and he can answer everything, and he will stop and talk to you for a long time if you want. Sinfuls, I have BCBS, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it works here, Michael, at Medical City Ortegas. Sinful's got a really good deal going on there, but they are trying to make other insurance companies work here. There is a company trying to bridge the gaps and get people to be able to live outside the U.S. in lower cost countries because they could probably actually save insurance companies money rather than have people go home and use it and then it's more costly. Big time adventures. What do you think of VA Manila? VA Manila only does service connections. FMP, called the Foreign Medical Plan. Foreign Medical Plan covers you over here also for things that they can't do at the clinic. Remember, it's just a clinic. It's not a hospital there. They can do minor things there, and that's it. And most of the time, it's just seeing you, doing X-rays. They'll do some psychiatry stuff there. They'll do some thing, small things, inoculate. They'll give you shots, but they really don't do a lot there, except write things in, and they'll take care of you for your service connections, like medication stuff like that, but nothing beyond that, like back in the States. So you may want to think about that before you come here. But could you go back to the U.S. and register in a hospital there if need be? Yes, you could. And if you get something really serious, you may think about going back to the States and just check into a hospital there. Simple's outpatient here is so cheap. Outpatient is crazy cheap over here. I mean, I see my doctor and it costs me like $6. It's $6 to see my doctor, and I can sit there and talk to her for an hour if I want, and it's $6. Life in the Philippines, for reference, if anyone has BCBS Federal, they will direct bill the Asian hospital in Muntinlupa. I just paid 20% and my insurance covered everything else. That's good to know. Deborah, I have Blue Shield here in the US, and guess what? They cover anywhere in the world, outpatient, inpatient, for up to $10,000 a year. The problem, Deborah, is if you get cancer or something like that, that 10,000 is going to disappear fast. We had a guy that had colon cancer south of here in Cebu. I believe he said he spent about $40,000 all in, chemo and everything. Was about $40,000 US. So that's actually not that bad. It's a good reason why we should all have money in the bank for when something happens to us here. Sinful says he's got the VA government and healthcare. So if you guys want to look on there, there's a little bit of information on there, and they tell you I think they even tell you what they cover and what they don't cover on there and stuff. So it's good to know. One thing I'll say, I'm going to say this loud and clear about the VA clinic here. A lot of people really put down the VA clinic here a lot. I see people talking about it, and they talk kind of negative sometimes. And I will say this: every time I've gone to that VA clinic and asked for help, I've gotten help in one way or the other. Okay, and they were more than happy to help me. And I'm like really grateful for some of the help that I've gotten there. And I can't even explain to you how much help I've gotten there sometimes. They are very good at what they do. They do a great job for what they have, and they really really care about the veterans here. And I can't say that enough because it's true. These people that work there are the best people in the Philippines to have take care of you at that hospital. I know people have walked in there, they've had problems, but usually it's the attitude of the expat themselves, because we have a lot of grumpy old men here. I'll just say that. We probably have like 10 to 20% of the people here have negative attitudes, maybe even more than that. And when they go into a place, um, they don't give people a chance sometimes, and they automatically jump on you or they pound on you, and and I've seen people get up at the VA get yelled at by people that had no say in that matter. And they were trying to explain to them, you have to talk to this other person, and the person started yelling at them. And it just gets ridiculous sometimes with some of the expats. If you treat those people up there good, they're going to treat you good. Let's see here. Deborah says, I have blue. Let's see. Let me get back here to the spot we're at. Sinfuls, my BCBS is essentially unlimited. At least I have had 500K billing in a year, and I paid a 1,700 copay. Deborah, does your referral to Michael Onset, does he provide travel and medical insurance for outside the Philippines? Deborah, I believe he does. Has all kinds of different insurances now. And he'll put you in touch with Miles Lava, Lava. She's also on Messenger, and you can also talk to her, but her name is Miles Lava, Lava. Okay, and she's the helper. But talk to Michael first, and then talk to her. And he'll probably, if you're going to buy insurance, he'll put you in touch with her, and she'll take care of you from there. Wolfie says, "I have a lot of money to cover any bills that I run up in the Philippines if I come. It isn't available on a moment's notice." That's the problem is that when a hospital has you and your insurance company, you have to ask your insurance company, "Listen," you need to call them and say, "Hey, listen, you need to pay this bill, like, right now, or they're not letting me out of the hospital, and the bill's gonna get bigger, and you're gonna pay a bigger bill." What will happen is the insurance company will pay it really relatively quickly. They'll release the money and everything will be all right. Now, if there's an emergency and somebody gets stuck in the hospital, and this is coming from Michael himself, Michael said to have the patient, if he's a Pacific Cross person, and used Michael, right, to call him, and Michael will deal with the hospital. When you go into the hospital, call Michael if you're using your Pacific Cross card, just to let him know you're in there. And if you have any issues, that way there, him and Miles can stay on top of it to make sure that you get out of that hospital in a easy way. Okay, so he told me he will make sure that you get out as best he can. So that's a good thing. And I know Michael is very on top of things, especially for his customers. Especially the customers that I send him, because we send him a lot of customers, and he really wants to make sure that he services us correctly, and he will. He will. I guarantee you, because I know Michael. He's a really, really good guy. Um, let's see. Sinful says, Deborah, Pacific Cross covers outside the Philippines, just not the U.S. Sinfuls, they even have car insurance through Michael. Yes. Eastern Dreamer, call me Alexia. Says was hidden by Sinful, so I'm not sure what she wrote, but anyway. Big Time Adventures. Who are the big car insurance companies over there? Any USAA? I'm not sure of that because I don't have a car. I'm thinking about getting a car eventually, but the way things are going right now, I might have to put it off for a while because I do want to get this place done and Sikihor built probably by the end of the year. I'm hoping, God willing. We'll see. Let's see. Sinfos. I use a company called Strong Insurance. Sinfos says no USAA here. Yeah, I've never heard of Strong Insurance. That must be one of the Michael's companies, Sinfos. Is it? Let's see. Wolfie says, besides Messenger, does he have a website we can visit and message? No, but Wolfie, he'll send you out all the stuff. He'll send you out a whole package if you want, giving you prices and everything. If you have pre-existing conditions, make sure you let him know so he can give you the price, because it could raise it 10%, it might raise it 5%, 70%, or whatever. Mine, some of the things I dropped because it gets taken care of by the VA, and that kind of dropped my pre-existing conditions lower. So if you have things that are covered that might raise your insurance policy, if you have things covered by the VA, then tell them you have that pre-existing condition, and what they'll do is they'll raise it up, but then you have that taken off, and that'll drop away, so you can save money that way. Okay, and it works out better that way, so you're not paying more for the pre-existing conditions to be covered after a certain amount of time. So let's see. Michael S says, "You're going to move to Sikihor." I'm not gonna move. No, I am going to build a place down there and stay there like one third of the time. Jimbo, I don't have any questions because you guys answered all of them. Fantastic information. Thank you guys. Let's see. Simple says, no, just one I found here locally. Okay. Deborah, are you building a house? Can you explain details on ownership, etc.? I won't be owning it, but my girlfriend will. My girlfriend and I will be probably getting married probably in the next year or two, probably this coming year, hopefully. We'll see how things go. We will build the house down there, and it's actually more of a cottage than it is a house. So it's not going to be a huge place. It'll be a place on the beach. It'll be up on cement stilts, up in the air. So if there's a tsunami or anything, it'll survive. Hopefully, it'll survive anyway, unless there's a really bad tsunami. But it'll be about probably 10, 12 feet up in the air, probably 12 feet up in the air. And underneath we'll have like hanging hammocks down below and a bathroom down below for changing and stuff like that. So you can go swimming in the ocean. We'll probably even have maybe even a freshwater above ground pool there. We'll see how things go. Probably a cement pool above ground. Um, Sinful says at Wolfie 5047. Once you message Michael, he will email you a full price list. Yes, he sends you a lot of good information. Information you need, he'll send you. Deborah says, "What's your budget for building the cottage?" Probably about. I'm thinking about 16 to 20,000. I can go higher if I want, but I want to keep it down to about 16 or 20. Then as far as um the inside, what I want to do inside and everything, it's going to be a really mostly cement place except for the roof, okay? And it's going to look really I'm going to make sure that everything in there is super strong and built well so it'll last even during a storm. Um but I want to have a very rugged home. I don't want to have any problems with earthquakes or tsunamis or typhoons. Um, Philip Massey, Steve, do you have the SRRV? Yes, I do. I've had my SRRV it'll be 7 years this coming March. Big time adventures. How big will the cottage be? It'll probably be about the same size as my apartment. For you guys that have seen the video of me showing my apartment, it'll probably be the same size as here. What I'm planning on doing there also is I will be on grid, hopefully, if we can be on grid. The place we're at is not remote or anything like that, but it might take a little bit of money to get the electricity in there. And we'll probably have Starlink there. I'll probably have somebody staying there when I'm gone, probably a family member or whatever. So we'll have a nice little place down there, but it'll be about the size it is, probably a one bedroom. Um, I'm not sure how we're gonna have it set up, but the other room will have like a sofa bed in there in the living room, and I will have a big deck going outside so you can sit outside. So the house will be very spacious because when you're at the beach, you'd leave the doors open anyway, and you can walk right outside on a huge deck. You know, so big time adventures. How big will the cottage be? It'll be pretty good size. About five, like Sinful says, about 500 square feet probably. And then when you add on the porch, probably a lot more because I'm gonna put a big porch down there, you know, and like my friends and stuff, if they want to go down there and use it for a week or something or a couple weeks, they can use it also. We'll have all the linens in the clean linens in the closet. We'll probably put a washing machine down there, and we'll have a place to hang the clothes underneath and everything, you know. So it'll be nice. Philip Massey, did you already purchase the land? Yes, my girlfriend already has the land, so that's all set. We just have to buy like another buy half the rest of the land. It's like not that expensive. Um, we'll see how that goes. We'll be doing the first part of that this this coming month. We'll be paying the first half installment, and then we'll pay the other half, and then the land will be all ours. Um, Zihu Tenya, yes, or whatever. I can't pronounce that. Dazel TV did video on buying car and car insurance. Full coverage was like $200 US dollars for a year. That's amazing when you compare the profit margin here must be minimal compared to the US. And the US gouges you on everything now. Craig Jordan, the Philippine Info Channel, Sikihor might be too native for your lifestyle. Not much Western food there. No, actually, Craig, you can just take the boat over to Dumaguete, and that's probably what we'll be doing. So I don't think we have to worry too much there. And the other thing is, I'll probably put a hydroponic thing there or something like that if I stay there more permanent. But I don't think I'll be there permanent. But I definitely want to do some things there. You know, uh, um, I don't want to have a farm there, but I definitely want to have a everything ready over there if something happens. You know, like if you have a power outage, I want to have a generator there. I want to have partially like solar, but I also want to have like a nice diesel backup generator. And I'm gonna do a lot of that stuff there. We'll have a lot of stuff going on, so it'll be kind of nice. Simples, I pay 425 a year for our Everest with full coverage and acts of nature. Deborah says, Sinfuls, can you post the insurance Michael's info here so I can copy it, please? Deborah, it's just you just have to contact Michael Onstad, Onstad on Messenger, and he'll give you all the information. Okay, and he's really good. He'll probably send you to Miles eventually, and Miles will get you all hooked up with the insurance. He will do all the quotes and stuff like that for the most part, but sometimes Miles does the quotes too, and she takes over. Um, Michael is very good at what he does, and he's a really good guy. You'll like him. And if you need assistance, he's there for you. He's not like these people that sell you something and then he's not there. You tell him that I sent you, he'll take care of you. I guarantee. Will you be posting videos on the house build? Um, Probably on the new channel. If I'm not sure how Rich is going to have this hooked up, and I hope that I'm able to just upload stuff. And we don't know how that's going to be yet, so we're not totally sure, Philip. But yes, I will be showing it, and I'll be showing it on my new channel. But I will also show it to the Boston guy, and also I'll show it on the Asia Info channel, Rich's channel, because this channel here is going to be switching to the Asia Info channel soon, probably next week or the week after. Definitely within 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be changed over. But we're gonna do the switch on Monday. So on Monday, that we're gonna do the switch. So you might see the name change right away. It might take 2 weeks. I heard it takes 2 weeks. Okay, so just for you guys that don't want to. So we got 71 people, 63 thumbs up. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, guys. It helps us. It helps get this out there later on because we have a lot of people that will watch this later on too. Um, Simple says, Deborah, Michael Onstead on Messenger. Message him and he will email you all you need. He's really, really good about getting back to you, Deborah. Just talk to him and Miles is really good too at helping you. JT, Miles helps me. I have my wife's health insurance through them and they will handle my car and health life when I'm permanently there in December 17th. And Simple's put the link to the Boston guy. So for you guys, if you want to watch live stream next week with me, we are going to do it on the Boston guy. But eventually, I will be doing. Hopefully, if things work out and if Rich lets me, we will try to do a live stream. Hopefully, maybe with me and Rich, or maybe just Rich, or maybe me. I'm thinking, we might mix it up a little bit on there. It might be a little bit different. It's going to be according to Rich's rules, what he wants to do, and I'm going to abide by his rules because it's going to be his channel. But we will have it on the Boston guy on Saturday, next Saturday. I think when I do, when I do Rich's channel, I'll probably switch to another night. Because I know we have a bunch of people here, and then we have a bunch on this channel, and then we'll have another. I want to do it on different nights so I don't rob people away from when he's doing a live stream or something like that. I want to make sure that we're nothing goes over the line with Rich, and we don't have mix up or confusion or anything like that. But next week we will be on the Boston guy at 9:30 p.m. Manila time for you guys that want to join in next week because I'm going to be ending this stream in about couple minutes here. And I want to thank everybody on here, both the moderators, Sinfuls, and Rich. You guys did a great job tonight. But just make sure you guys subscribe to the Boston guy. Okay, because we want to get those numbers up. I need 500 subscribers. Okay, and then I need to get you people watching. Try to watch the videos to get my views up if you can. That'll help me also, so we can get that stuff going. Get that channel up and monetized and everything, and that helps me a great bit. I'm not. It's not about the money that I'm doing this show. I want to make something different for people in the Philippines to watch something more than just about girls and all that stuff. I want the Boston guy to be not really so much an expat channel, but everybody channel that everybody can watch it. We're gonna have stuff on there, Art Bell type stuff. The rest of the story. I got a few stories of me that I'd like to share with people out there and tell people. And actually, one of them will be on there today. I'm not sure if it's posted already. If it'll be posted after I get off here, if it's not on there now. And it's actually a unsolved murder mystery that happened in Lowell, Massachusetts, and it was a girl that I actually went to high school with, and they never found the murderer, and I found out she died. It took when I got over here, I saw this thing about a murder that happened 40 years ago, and it happened to be her, and it's kind of like a twist too to the story. I won't share everything on here, but if you watch it, I think you guys will find it interesting because it took me a long time to find out that she was dead, and I didn't find out till I got over here. I just thought she just either got married or took off or whatever. But when I went looking for her to try to find her, a lot of other people didn't know that she had been murdered either. So it's kind of a cool story. Let me see. I'll read a couple more. Michael Ellis has already subscribed. Thanks, Michael. JT Sinful. What is the name of your car insurance, and is it through Michael? Uh, he uses Strong Insurance. John Fetchko says, kind of got scammed at Medical City in Angeles, but it was a true emergency. I can't complain. Uh, Ted LaSalvia sounds like a good mystery. Watch it, Ted, if you get a chance on the Boston guy. But make sure you guys also subscribe to this channel because, like I said, it's going to switch over. So subscribe to the Philippine info channel because it is going to switch to the Asia info channel, and make sure you subscribe to the Boston guy also. Do both because I will be on both if I can help it, and everything works out and we can do this. So otherwise, Rich will be running it if there's no linkage I can get over there. But somehow I'll figure out how to get on there. We'll figure it out. I think Rich said he wants to have me on there in some capacity contributing. So Frank says, how is Gary coming on part 2 of his rebuild? Rich being gone now. I might be able to talk to Gary. I'm not sure if he's done or not yet. Maybe I can do one for Rich's channel. I'll talk to Gary sometime. Hopefully I'll see him soon. I don't see him that much, and maybe we can try to get that part 2 done, for you. Deborah can't seem to find out how to message Michael on Messenger. Is there another way? Deborah, I, I don't have the other information on here. I don't have it available with me right now. Messenger is the easiest way. Just Michael Onstad, Onstad. Okay. I don't have the information with me right now. I'm sorry. Let's see. Simple says it's almost 11 here. Deborah, he might not be online now, but he will respond. Yeah, give him time. Deborah says Meta did not give me his info. I can't find him. Just type it in, Michael, Onstad. Okay, you might be typing in the wrong section. I know if you go into your chat section, you type on it, it'll just give the people in your chat. You have to go actually back to Facebook or something like that. Sinful's Michael Onset is there on Messenger. He definitely is on there. Sinful says, hold on, I can get an email. I'll stay on for a few more minutes till Sinfuls can get it. I don't think, let me see if I got it on here. Hold on. I'll try to get this for you. Let me see here. Just give me 1 second, guys. Sorry for the hold up here. See if we can do this. Yeah, I don't have it on here, my contact list. So I'm not sure. But Sinful says he's gonna try to put it on. So let me see here. I'm not sure why Meta is not giving you that info though. But let's see, we'll wait for Sinfuls to get back with the information. But anyway, guys, make sure next week you're on here if you want to join us. It should be fun next week because we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Because next week we can talk about anything. I'll allow politics on, and as long as everybody's fair in their argument and balanced and decent, and no arguing back and forth like it was back in the 80s when we used to reach across the aisle and sit and have a conversation about politics without killing each other. That's what we want. Says this message is held for review. Let's see. Zihu Tenajo says, Michael Onstad, it's ONSTAD at LOCconsultants.com. LOC-consultants. Oh, there we go. All right, you got it on there now. Okay, Deborah? All right, so I'm going to take off for tonight, guys, and I will either post or it's already posted on the Boston guy a video. And tomorrow I will have probably my last video on the Philippine info channel, which will transfer it, like I said, to the Asia info channel. Sinful, she just got Ziuhadu just put up the email for him, michael.onstad at loc-consultants.com. So hopefully that's right. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. Be sure to watch the videos on the Boston guy so we can get our numbers up. We got to get those views way up so we can get that monetized if possible. And also we need to get 500 people on it, which we're getting close. We're almost a third there, I think, pretty close to it anyway. And hopefully we can get up even high. I think actually we probably are about a third of the way there right now. And it'll be just good to have a lot more people on there so we can get more conversation going on the live streams. But nonetheless, we will that channel hopefully will grow, and I'm hoping it becomes an expat channel and a regular channel that other people will watch, possibly back in Boston. I think a lot of conservative and moderate and liberal viewers will probably enjoy the shows too. Some people might disagree, but we'll agree to disagree on there and try to be friendly about it, and that's what the channel's all about. Anyway, guys, let me see. Yes, I think that is correct. Deborah says, "Thank you. I'll try now." But anyway, guys, thank you, guys. Thanks to Sinfuls. Thanks to Michael. Thanks to everybody that joined us tonight. And God bless, guys. Take care, and we will see you soon.